Most of the time, when we kids used to start up our toys, we didn't even notice the startup jingle that played. But if you look back all these years later and you still don't notice that the guy in the recording sounds depressed out of his ever-loving mind, be my guest.
Heyo, Kyler here with The Blind Spot. Sorry if I sounded like an absolute robot in my last video. Maybe I should learn that I'm not a pro yet, and I shouldn't be recording videos at 9:35 p.m. Yeah, you heard me right. But today we're going to be taking a look at VTech toy startup jingles. Worst to best. Yes, we're doing this worst to best for humorous purposes because I need a little something to prep me up for college, mentally. So here we go. We're going to take a look at our first victim. I'm going to repeat, for humorous purposes, we are doing this from the worst one to the best one. So, here we go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Animals and letters are fun to me.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Okay, first of all, what? Just, what the?
Let your boom and make it boom.
I mean, come on. Can you even call that music at that point? I mean, the one guy is singing in one key, the backup melody is in a complete another, and then the background track for that memory is in a what am I saying? The background track for that melody is in a complete different key. I mean, come on. What are you guys doing here, man? I mean, honestly, it sounds more like a war cry. Okay, Kyler, reel it in. To give VTech credit here, not all the music on this toy is crud. I just cut out the part that was bad for humorous effect. Not all of it is crud. In fact, they actually do pretty good on most of it, and the voice recordings for the thing are actually pretty good. Next on my list, up at number 2, this one's a bit of a conundrum, because I actually have personal experience with this one, and it was from when I was like 3 or 4 years old. It came out a year prior to the last one I showed. The last one I showed was the UK version of the Alphabet Animal Train, which came out in 2005. This one was in 2004, and believe it or not, it's the VTech Dial and Discover phone.
Hold on, Kai. 1 minute, you're so sentimental because you had this one as a kid, and the next, you're putting it at number 2? How in the world does that make sense?
I know. Chill out. I'll explain. But first, let's tune in. Now, the reason I put this one on at number 2 is because the girl's voice sounds like she actually likes her job. Like she actually likes what she does. She doesn't sound depressed out of her ever-loving mind. But, again, that's another one just like number 1. It's just not as bad. Is it really that hard to just put the background track in the same key in which she's singing? I mean, seriously. If you're a toy production company and you're actually big on the market and you have music skills,
Do it! Just do it!
I mean, the kids aren't really gonna care, but you might as well. Okay, now here's where things start to get weird. On my list at number 3 is the 2023 Soar and Discover airplane from VTech, and I'll explain why I think 2020's VTech is starting to go downhill. But first, let's tune in and see what this guy has to say.
I'm Captain Bear. Welcome aboard. Flying, up in the big blue sky. Up and down through the clouds, around and around.
Oh dear, you're being owned.
Oh, I don't know, VTech. Here we go with the auto-tune. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, let me explain. Here's the thing. The music itself sounds good, but he sounds like a robot, okay? I'm just gonna say it out. He sounds like a robot. A, I mean, he just sounds monotone. And B, on a little side note here, once you power it on, C is for Captain Bear? What the kind of selfish attitude is that? Next on my list at number 4 is the 2003 Rhyme and Discover book from VTech. Now, here's where things start to get good. Once we get to number 4 and 5 on the list, I could easily have the songs from these toys stuck in my head for a very long time. And I'm 18, and just so you guys know, I am still a very proud PBS kid. Shout out to the Daniel Tigers neighborhood fam. But anyway, I digress. Let's tune in.
It's story time. Hear a story.
Ugh, amazing composition. She's not singing in another key, which is nice. Startup phrases are very interactive for the kids who actually want to play with this thing. I actually had it as a younger child. Oh, and by the way, this broadcast was brought to you thanks to contributions from viewers like you guys, so please like, share, and subscribe. Like, please. Thank you. Okay, that was terrible. Moving on. And last but certainly not least, up on my list at number 5 is another one that I've had personal experience with. Some of you probably know this one, but just to be difficult, I'll give you a hint. Part of the intro off of this bad boy made its way into my intro bumper. Let's take a listen.
It's my home computer. My first laptop is so fun. It's made just for me. Learning all about my home. Come along and see. Learning's just a click away.
Oh, the nostalgia. Okay, answer time. Let me explain. This one is the 2007 VTech Baby's Learning Laptop, and I only got to experience this one once I got to preschool and kindergarten. Man, I was such a booger in my preschool days, in my kindergarten, but I didn't care because I was innocent and I was playful and I didn't have to deal with homework and flipping logarithms. Hey, on the bright side though, I'm graduated and I'm heading on my way to college. So, Miss Dutchover, Miss Crone, if you're listening to this one, thank you for being the excellent math teachers that you were. I'm sorry I gave you so much trouble. Miss Dutchover, I hope you've gotten your sanity back from trying to convince me that I'm gonna be an engineer when I get older. I wish you all the best. Truly. Thank you for what you did. You prepared me for who I am today. And I really appreciate it.
I'm bored.
Anyway, 2007 VTech Baby's Learning Laptop. Excellent composition, only uses flute and drums, but the girl's voice in that is what really catches me. It's not even just the sentimental value, it's just the happiness in it, the interactive startup. I don't know. Actually, I do know. I'm just on 20% battery, 20% brain power again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if this was too cringy, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Leviticus 19:14 tells us, "Show your fear of God by treating the deaf with respect and by not taking advantage of the blind. I am the Lord."
Hey everybody, Mr. Collector 10 here. Just a disclaimer, none of the recordings today were owned by me or Kyler. And also I am suing Kyler for $1 million because he ruined my eardrums by playing the Alphabet Animal Train clip of the intro.
Disclaimer, the Blind Spot YT is not liable for any inconvenience caused.